on, see where the time is. Hi everyone, you know, I hate my 60 seconds or 45 seconds, this is killing me. Right, I'm Mark Lovelock, I work in a company called BNI Security. We deal with fire alarms, intruder alarms and electronic access control on residential and commercial premises. I've been in the industry, security industry, 22 years. The last 5 years have been with BNI Security. We are accredited with SSAIB, CHAS, Safe Contractor and Construction Line. The SSAIB accreditation allows me to give new systems, intruder alarm systems that we've installed, allow to give police response on them if they're monitored. CHAS, Safe Contractor and Construction Line are health and safety accreditation, so hopefully that proves that we're a health and safety oriented company with the accreditations. I tried to work out what I do for this presentation. How do I condense everything that we do into 10 minutes? It can't happen, unfortunately. So what do I talk about? Do I talk about CCTV products we do that you can go on your phone and you can remotely dial in? Do I talk about intruder alarms that you can go on your phone, you can set and unset, you can read the log if something's happened, so you can remotely from outside away from your house. Then the other thing was, well actually, what do I talk about now? Everyone's encountered intruder alarms, haven't they? Everyone's dealt with intruder alarms, hopefully, nearly everyone in their own life. So, just a quick show of hands, who actually deals, who uses an intruder alarm in their premises or home? So yeah, I was nearly right, wasn't I? Everyone. Okay. What type of alarms are there? What type of alarms do we have out there? I'm not talking about make and models, I'm talking about the hardware side. In an alarm system, the wiring, you've got a cable from the control panel here, and this is in reverse position. Cable from there to the detector, that's called a hardwired system, so there's a cable, physical cable between. But there's another system, it's called a wireless system. So instead of the cable, you've got an RF radio frequency signal, so that's your cable. But there's a third one, it's called a hybrid system, which this panel is. It does hardwire, and also incorporates wireless. So if you've got a retrofit, got an old alarm, and you want it upgraded for police response, instead of having, we can use the existing cable, change all the detectors, change the panel, and you might say, actually I want some more detectors in our new conservatory. Well, getting the cables there could be awkward, so we can use the wireless side of it. So it incorporates both. But the wireless used to be, quite a few years ago, it was hated by the security system engineers. They hated the wireless system because it used to false alarm all the time. Taxi would go past, radios, it caused major problems. But with the European standards, European standards that systems have to be graded to a certain level, what they've done, what the wireless manufacturer decided was, actually, we've got to up our game a little bit here because no one likes us. So they got their panels to the right standards, to the right grades, which has actually produced good panels that are equivalent to the hardware wire panels. So security companies love wireless now. I love it. I like the hardwire as well. But just going back a bit from when I was apprenticed, only a couple of years ago, when I walked into my first classroom, the trainer went, "You lot will get bell box neck." And I thought it was a euphemism. I was a bit gutted it isn't. But the bell box neck term, I'll explain what that's about. All of you in your industry know your industry. But Joe Blogs don't know all the details that you know. They don't want to know. They want to know the beginning and the end. Yeah? Well, it's the same with me. I know all the little bits in the industry, but when I walk down the street if I'm going shopping, I find myself looking at the bell box. And that's the bell box there. You get a creak like that, you start like that. But what I look at is the bell boxes. The start. I can usually tell by the bell boxes if it's maintained, if it's a dummy box, and if there's no box, if there's an alarm. Well, I'm not the only one who can tell that. The purpose of putting an alarm in is to try and stop people, crooks. Well, the crooks know the same thing with the bell boxes. They walk down the street. Okay, that's a bit of a dodgy bell box, yeah? So they look at that. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I've got a very short slideshow, so I'm not going to bore you all to death that much. It's just to show you some examples of some bell boxes. Yeah. And I've got updates coming.
Use the arrow keys.
Can I cancel that update?
Just use the arrow keys. Yeah, cancel the updates.
It's just do loads of updates. We have a pause. No, it's
got a 10-minute loading time.
Right, here we go. I've just nearly deleted everything. So this bell box we've got here, you see, it's a plain bell box. There's no old style bell box. There's no strobe light under it, and there's no badge on it. So it's a dummy box. Well, as far as I'm concerned, that's a dummy box or it's a non-maintained. There's not an alarm company looking after that, I reckon, on that bell box. Because what I can see there's no alarm company logo, there's no strobe. It is probably a dummy bell box. And if it isn't maintained as well, it's not going to monitoring, so it's known as a local alarm, which is bells only, meaning it's only localised bells. The next one is slightly old, again, an old bell box with an old strobe underneath, rusty at the bottom, and in the middle there used to be a sticker there. Well, that's not maintained, because an alarm company, the worst thing they'd do if they take over an alarm, they wouldn't take the previous company sticker off if they haven't got one, because they want it to look like a maintained alarm. So I'd say that's an unmaintained alarm. It's a weak alarm. Yeah. Well, this bell box is a nice new one. It's got a lovely strobe at the bottom. It's got a little comfort light, the red LED at the bottom to tell you it works. But there's 4 letters on there that says to me that's not maintained, and that's the YALE. That's been bought from B&Q. That's not an alarm. That's not an alarm company installed alarm. It's non-maintained. Probably it won't be going to the police anyway. Okay, and then you've got these ones. Yeah. This is a reputable company. Maintained alarm-ish. Okay, but it's got the company's phone number on it, it's got their logo, it's a sign that says it may be monitored by the police. Okay? So, really, on my presentation, that was really quick. Questions. That's really it on my presentation. I couldn't get right into it, as I said, I haven't got enough time. So, questions would be ideal at this point to get me out of this. Yes?
I have a question for you, Mark. If I wanted CCTV on my private property, what consideration would I have to give to it overlooking public road and my neighbour's gardens?
Well, as you're a domestic customer, you're not actually under DPA.
Would I have to consult my neighbours to install security?
You should. Out of courtesy, consult it. We can put blanks on the screen to block it out. Really, you should, but as you're a private resident, it doesn't actually go under DPA, Data Protection Act.
Mark, I have a burglar alarm on my property, and we have it maintained by a company who used to be in BNI, who no longer is. So obviously, when my service comes up, would you be able to take that over?
Oh, I'm more than happy to. More than happy to. We will take over existing alarms. It's not an issue. I've worked on nearly every panel out there. Go.
With the wireless alarms, what's the distance they actually cover?
Well, this one uses a ricochet. It's called a ricochet now. So this is getting a bit geeky now. Right, each detector has a wireless belt. Each detector, everything, the signal comes from the panel. But should we have a door there and another detector past it, and that detector past that door isn't strong enough to get to the panel, it will bounce off that. So you can increase the range by putting other detectors in. It bounces off itself. It's actually really good. If else?
Yeah. I just wanted to ask whether you would do fire alarms as well, or whether you
We
try.
love fire alarms. Sorry, Leslie's been putting them out. I've been ignoring her.
Got there in the end. How often should you have a domestic alarm service?
If it's not monitored by the police once a year, if it's monitored by the police, it has to be done every 6 months. One of those can be a remote maintenance, which we can do on this panel. And that's what.
I was going to say, I've currently got an intruder alarm at the moment. It's a bit old. What would be your action if I was interested in upgrading it? Would you come and assess, review, or how would it work?
We do a free site survey. Have to see what's there. I've got to see what textures you got, etc. If you wanted to upgrade it, this would be the panel I'd say, because this is what I've got in my house, and my house is the guinea pig for everything. You can ask Kelly, she drives right the wall. But yeah.
What, is she putting them up then?
She'd come and have a
Okay,
review.
thanks for the